Welcome to the first smartphone durability test of 2023. In front of us today we have what's probably the best looking gaming phone we've ever seen. With RGBs, an internal hidden front-facing camera, a bezel-less wall-to-wall 6.8-inch 120Hz AMOLED display, I'm really excited for this one. It's called the Red Magic 8 Pro, and Red Magic actually sent me two of these. You know what that means. My videos only require that one phone be tested. You know what I do need though? Today's sponsor, Stamps.com. Stamps.com has been teaming up with the post office for the last 20 years to give us massive discounts, up to 86% off, and the ability to print my postage right here from my own home, with my own printer and my own computer. I get to ship out all of my JerryRig knives, my Hummer t-shirts, and even the phones I give away right here without ever leaving my house. Because I can even schedule pickups through the Stamps.com dashboard. Stamps.com can compare the rates between USPS and UPS, so you know you're getting the best deal, but you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just one of 1 million other customers taking advantage of all of this convenience. If you want to start off the new year by saving some serious money on mailing and shipping, Stamps.com/JerryRig is where you can get a 4-week trial, free postage, and free digital scale, with no long-term commitments or contracts, just how we like it. Stamps.com/JerryRig. I'll be using it a little bit after this video to get rid of one of these phones. Now it's time to get this Red Magic 8 Pro out of the box, because the only way we'll know if it stands up to the test of time is with the durability test. Let's get started. Well, check it out. Right here on the box, twice, in big letters and small letters, it says, "Win more games." And what's that? Over here on the side as well? At this point, it's either a very positive mantra or a threat. Gaming phones are some of my favorite phones. Not only do they have the most maxed out ridiculous specs, but they also get super flashy. And this Red Magic 8 Pro is no exception. In the box, we have a flexible, transparent, clear case, which is great, because our phone is also transparent and clear. We'll check on the flexible part later. We have an included 60-watt Nubia charger. Nubia is the same company that made the dual screen phone a while back, where there was a screen on both the front and the back of the device, so they're definitely not a newcomer when it comes to creativity. There are some substantial improvements on this year's Red Magic 8. We still have the standard RGB internal fan that we'll get to in a second, but this time around we also have an aesthetically pleasing transparent design, akin to what we saw on the Nothing phone. With clear glass and layered internals, it's not showing the exact circuits, of course, but it's still cool to see the entire air duct from the outside. This transparent variant is called Void. There is one other color variation, and since I'm giving this phone away, I'll be nicer to the box. This one's called Matte, and the name very aptly describes the design. With the bulk of the back panel absorbing all light, happiness, and hopefully the souls of your digitally vanquished enemies. We'll talk more about the giveaway in a second. The other massive improvement with the Red Magic gaming phone this year is now finally the bezel-less, wall-to-wall, notchless future that we were promised years ago has finally arrived. And not only does this 120Hz AMOLED display fill up the entire phone, it also has an exceptionally well-hidden front camera under the pixels. I'm very impressed. Flipping the phone over, everyone knows that RGBs improve gaming experience and happiness. And even though it's a tiny little guy, with everything going on, we just gotta ride whatever squirt of dopamine we can get, which this fan does indeed provide. The little 20,000 RPM turbofan is part of the futuristic 10-layer heat dissipation system, pulling cool air in from the right and spitting warm air out the left, after passing over the processor. We are on full blast right now, but as you can see when we manually slow the fan down, it has centrifugal fan blades, sucking air through the duct down into the fan and spitting it perpendicularly out the side, all of which can be controlled through the settings. I'm a fan. Before we get too infatuated though, we do have a durability test to complete. It'll be hard to scratch this one up, There's no teardrop, no hole punch, and no dynamic island. Just pure pixely bliss from edge to edge. That scratches at a level 2. Can't believe I got bamboozled on the first phone of the year. With the pre-installed screen protector removed, we can get down to actual business. We know that glass scratches at a 5 or 6, and sapphire is an 8 or 9, and since this Red Magic 8 Pro is using Gorilla Glass 5, we do expect and receive scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. So far so good. Let's take a closer look at this second generation underscreen camera, if we even can. There is an invisible 16 megapixel camera underneath the display, right here below the equally invisible earpiece and incredibly thin bezels. While the camera is great at hiding, let's see if it's any good at taking pictures. Since that's kind of the whole point of a camera, we'll be comparing the Red Magic 8 Pro to the Axon 40, which has the underscreen camera from last year, and of course my 3.5-year-old Note 10 Plus. And the results are pretty crazy. While the Axon 40 has me looking like a middle-aged mom of 5 on Tinder, the Red Magic 8 Pro has major sharpness improvements, even though it's a tad more washed out than my Note 10 Plus. If these pictures randomly showed up on Instagram, I'd have no idea they came from underneath an AMOLED display, taken through pixels instead of a clear glass lens. I think it's pretty safe to say that under-display cameras are here. Not perfect, of course, but they are here to stay. Making our way around to the edge of the phone, we find our corner triggers, which are scratchable. These capacitive buttons are 520 Hz, meaning it knows you've touched the button before you know you've touched the button. Ridiculously fast. The textured gaming button is metal. Along with the power button, it's not removable. We do have the fan exhaust over here. Up at the top of the phone, we have a headphone jack, something we haven't seen in quite a while, along with the top stereo loudspeaker. The phone does not appear to have any waterproofing mesh over that speaker opening, but I do imagine this would be a very difficult device to waterproof. The metal volume rocker is removable. Kind of interesting. And down at the bottom we have our second stereo speaker, 60-watt USB-C port, and SIM card tray with no expandable memory. There is a red rubber ring though. It'll be interesting to look for more waterproofing during the teardown. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. It's free. Finally, the back of the phone, our transparent void. Not gonna lie, I really like this design. It is a tad more minimal than I would like. Personally, I think there should be some more circuitry going on, but it's good to see Red Magic thinking outside the box. We do have a triple camera setup, a 50 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro camera, which I think should have been swapped for a telephoto, but with all the extra room the fan and air duct takes up, I can understand the compromise. This is definitely the best looking smartphone so far of 2023. I mean, it's also the only smartphone so far of 23, but it's still definitely the best looking. Making our way over to the edge-to-edge full-screen display, it's not just a 6.8-inch, 120 Hz refresh rate. Red Magic is also claiming a 960 Hz touch sampling rate. Once again, the screen knows you're touching it before you know you're touching it. Definitely some kind of record. There's no more blaming losing on lag with this one. Win more games. I also left the lighter in place for a full 30 seconds before noticing some white pixels. But after the flame was removed, everything appears to have recovered, minus the evaporated oleophobic coating, which coats the glass to minimize fingerprints. Speaking of which, we do have an underscreen fingerprint scanner. Adding some level 7 deeper grooves to the surface does not appear to hamper the speed or ability of the sensor in any way. Not too shabby. Thumbs up for that. Finally, the bin test. Kinda crazy to see the RGBs even shining out through the exhaust vent. Visually, this phone is near the pinnacle of aesthetic perfection. Internally though, with our first bend we do see some back glass separation, when that pressure is applied to the screen. But no cracking or damage yet. Flipping over with pressure applied to the back, there is no flex, and trying from the front again, you can see how the glass is pulling away from the body. But since it has no IP rating to start with, the separation is not compromising any water protection. The Red Magic 8 Pro survives and passes my durability test. If it were time for me to upgrade, this Red Magic 8 Pro would currently be my front runner at the top of my list, but since my 3.5-year-old Note 10 Plus is still doing great, I'm going to hold on to it for a while longer. One phone I don't need to hold on to, however, is this untouched matte version. All you need to do for the giveaway is be subscribed and leave a comment down below. Maybe tell us a goal you have for the new year, and I'll try not to carve my name in the box before I ship it out. As always, thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you around.